selected the pictures?
Oh, how I selected it. It was actually, that part was reasonably easy. I knew basically how many pages they wanted to have in the book, and I just went through my archive. Well, some of them were favorites, some of them weren't. I just looked at every image and decided if it was strong enough to stand on its own on a page. So it didn't really matter if it was my favorite or not. I just had to look at every image and decide if it was strong enough to be able to hold a page. Then I went through and started to lay out which photographs should go next to which photograph. And there was probably a couple photographs that I really liked, but it didn't really have a partner that would work well with it, so it didn't make it in the book. So it was really very much, what was going to make the book the best, what was going to make it the most interesting to turn the page. And sometimes it wasn't always my favorite images, it was the images that needed to be in the book at that moment.
Still talking about your book and your blog, I mean, we created something like kind of similar, about the contest, the Follow the Buyer contest that we created, where asking people to submit pictures of their favorite outfits. And in your opinion, what should be our criteria when choosing the winner?
That's so hard. It's one of the things that I don't really do on my blog. I don't really pick a best or a winner or anything, because as opposed to making somebody else right or wrong or a winner or a loser or whatever, I always put the emphasis on me, what it means to me, so they're doing their thing, and I always put the emphasis on what I get out of it. So it doesn't make the subject right or wrong, it makes me right or wrong, and what can I pull out of that look. So I think the only way you could really judge something like that is which photograph, for whatever reason, means the most to you. And then, I don't know, I guess you'll have to have a couple of different people to decide what it means to those people. It could be an inspiration of color, an inspiration of pattern, inspiration of mood. For me, when I'm shooting, the hard part is to always be just totally open and to let myself react to whatever that stimulation is.
Anyway, you like our idea of the Follow the Buyer contest?
Oh, it sounds great. It sounds fun.
Thank you. With the rise and importance of bloggers in the fashion world, how would you say your relationship has changed with your blog? Do you still see it as something to communicate the juxtaposition of street style with high fashion, or in some way do you feel that it has now become bigger than that?
I know a lot of people look at the blog. I know that it's reasonably influential, but one of the things I'm very proud of is that the day-to-day working of the blog and how I work really hasn't changed from the very beginning. Even though I know a lot of people look at it and it's influential or whatever, it doesn't change the way it is when I go out on the street and walk around by myself for 4 hours, or at Pitti Uomo or whatever. I just don't think about those things. I'm totally focused on just creating images that people will respond to. So I let other people worry about how big or small, influential or not, because I want to do this for the next 40 years, or however long I have. And so I let other people worry about that. I just like to go. I like the lifestyle. I like the lifestyle that this blog affords me, to be able to go out, be inspired, travel the world, create art that I'm proud of, to look at fashion in a way that's not just about status, but about craft and about self-expression, about artistry. So as long as I get to do those things, that's the only thing that's important to me.
What do you think about this matter, guys?
Okay, so let's. Can you say the question?
Yes, with the rise and importance of bloggers in the fashion world, how would you say your relationship has changed with your blog? Do you still see it as something to communicate the juxtaposition of street style with high fashion, or in some way do you feel that it has now become bigger than that?
I think it's funny because the more my blog becomes influential and has more readers, the more intimate I go, the more artful, the more personal, the more I don't ask myself, is this street style, is this not street style, can I I feel more free. You know, like I went to Brazil and I published pictures of landscape and everything because I think it was an inspiration. And it's, you know, fashion is not just clothes; it's all that surrounds you. Like when you talk about Florence, and actually, you know, it gave me confidence to share what inspires me. So yes, it has changed, but in a more free way. So it's good. And in the beginning, I was scared that, you know, people telling me, "Oh, you're a blog of this, a blog of that." I would, in the contrary, limit myself. But you know, we fight for that and to try to stay free.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. We're really happy you're here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I received thousands of questions for you from our Twitter and Facebook followers, and I'm probably gonna send them to you by email and take your time to give the answers.
You know, I'm on Twitter.
Yes, of course, I'm following you.
Oh, now I feel bad. It's been 2 days.
You will find full of Luisa Via Roma tweets from at Garance, at Sartorialist.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.